Hello everyone, Nintendo Gen 64 is here, and welcome to the Super Crash League rules video. I'm going to talk today about the rules for our upcoming Crash Bandicoot speedrunning tournament that we're going to be hosting in the ISGP community in the next couple months, as well as just go through who's actually going to be in the tournament. So today should be a very informative and educational video for you all. I'm doing this one solo because in a couple of days' time, when the tournament actually starts on the 8th of October, Crystal Fissure will do the draw video. So he will actually select who will be in each group, and then the tournament will begin. But today's video is just going to be about what to expect from the Super Crash League. But before we get into that, let's just quickly talk about King of Spyro Style and Road to King of Spyro Style. We had two incredible events to follow on from our World Tag League tournament. We had some amazing title matches. We had Muddy Maestro regain the ISGP Championship from Daniel Davidson in that amazing crystal. I'm saying amazing too much, but yes, Muddy Maestro regained the ISGP Championship from Daniel Davidson in that Crystal Maze Challenge speedrun. So he is once again the ISGP champion. We had I think every other title was actually retained. So Paisani retained the tag titles. We had G4 Video 5, he retained the Classic Speedrunning Championship. And the best of all, Seed Harbor were able to retain over that no-good Super Paisani trio. We'll talk about that later, but today we're just going to be talking about the Super Crash League. And to help me talk about the Super Crash League, I am going to employ the use of our wonderful wiki that we have. So if you guys don't know this, we have a wiki that we basically have cataloged like almost every single ISGP event on, and you can see the events, the tournaments, the wins, the losses, all the statistics, all that good stuff, as well as this page, which is for the Super Crash League. So let's get this up right now, and there we go. I'm in the little corner here, and you can see the Super Crash League. So let us begin with talking about how this tournament is going to be run. So you can see over here we have 20 competitors, 20 players in this tournament, and we are going to draw these people into groups of 4. So as you can see here, we're going to have Group A, which will have 4 players, Group B, 4 players, and so on and so forth until Group E. Then, after that, the top 2 players from each group will progress into Round 2. And as you see, Round 2 will have 5 players. That should be 0 out of 5. Ignore that. That's a typo. Yeah, so we're going to have 5 competitors in... 10 competitors in Round 2. So 5 matches, which means that the 5 winners will go on to the semi-finals. But the 5 losers will be entered into what we call the 5-person or 5-man or 5-way shag and wagon, which a shag and wagon, for those of you who don't know, it's an old term we used to use way back in the day to essentially describe a race that had more than 3 people in it. Because we had singles races, we had triple threat races, but then we needed something for that. And I guess somehow shag and wagon became the term. I don't know how. You have to find that one out. You have to scour the archives and find out how that became the term. But that's what we're going to call it. So this 5-person shag and wagon, the winner of it will actually get entered back into the tournament. So they will actually go and join the rest of the players in the semi-finals, and we will have 6 competitors in the semi-finals. The winners of those 3 races will then immediately go to the grand final, and the losers will be put into this second chance 3-way, and the winner of the second chance 3-way will then join the rest of the competitors in the grand final, and we're going to have a 4-person grand final. So that's kind of how that will work. Round 1 will take up most of the time. There will be 30 races in total in round 1, which actually isn't too bad. That's a lot less than what we usually have in like ISGP tournaments. Even the Spyro Speedruns Cup, which is kind of similar to, had a lot more races because there were 6 people in each group. This time there's only 4 because we have 20 competitors, 4 groups of 5. No, 5 groups of 4. That's right, 5 groups of 4. Okay, so 6 races in total for each group, and each person will do 3 races. So that's how that will work. And then the rounds after that, round 2 will be pretty straightforward. There'll be 5 races. The one I think is going to be most difficult is the 5-person shag and wagon, because we're going to have to organize around 5 different schedules, 5 different potentially 5 different time zones, and that one's going to be difficult. Hopefully we can do it without any problems. If I foresee anything delaying this tournament, it's going to be this thing right here. So, but we are going back to our roots. We're going back to the old, the old way of doing things, the classic I'm a speedrunner tournament structure. And if we want to, embrace the past, we have to have a Shaggin' Wagon. And I'm prepared to sacrifice some time for this Shaggin' Wagon. So, let us talk about the rules of this tournament. So, what are we looking for? What are the special nuances to it? So, match points. So, in the first round, the group stage, you will get points, and the top 2 point scorers will go through. So if you win, you get 5 points. If you lose, you get 2 points. Now, in the event of a head-to-head tie, the winner of the straight-up singles race between the two people who drew will progress through. If you have a situation where there is a 3-way tie on points, we will do a triple threat race. And the winner of that triple threat race will be the guy who progresses to the next round. Or if it's a situation where you have a 3-way tie for first and second place, the top 2 will go through in first and second in that order out of the triple threat. So there's a couple things that can happen there. Time limits. So we're actually not going to have any time limits for this tournament. You can see we only have situations for winning and losing. We're not going to worry about draws for the Super Crash League. So if you want to do a race, make sure that it is longer than 10 minutes. That is the only requirement. And then basically you can go from 10 minutes, you could do 2 hours, you could do 3 hours. Within reason, obviously. Don't go crazy too much. But feel free to do whatever you want in terms of time. And we will not be having a strict draw policy. There won't be a situation where it's like, if a race goes for 20 minutes, if you finish 4 seconds before someone, it's a draw. No, we're not going to do that. We're literally just going to have it that if the race is super, super close, host discretion will determine whether or not you will rematch. Then the accepted and compulsory games. There are only 3 compulsory games, and that is Crash Bandicoot for the PlayStation 1, Crash 2, and Crash 3. Now, as long as you play, one of these games, you should be fine. And then all other commercially published Crash Bandicoot games are accepted, even the PS4 remakes, and then Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time, or Crash 4 Wrath of Cortex, if you view Wrath of Cortex as the real Crash 4, that's up to you. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. So you can see that we're dealing with a tournament here where it's a bit more of a free for all, bit more fun. I shouldn't say fun. All the tournaments we do are fun. A bit more open, a bit more, a little bit more liberal, shall we say. So I think we're going to see a lot more unconventional races, shall we say, in the Super Crash League, and I'm all for it. And I think that's what really distinguishes the Super Leagues from the ISGPs and the Spyro Speedrun Cups. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this, because this is the first ever Crash Bandicoot tournament we've ever done in the ISGP community. So, all for that. Now, the fun part. Let's talk about who's actually going to be in this tournament, because I think, in the past we've just sort of uploaded the video, like, hey, this is the group, this is who's in each group. But for the Super Crash League, we are going to be doing a random draw for the round 1 participants, the group stage. So what that will mean is Crystal Fissure will, on Friday when the tournament starts, he will have his little container. He will have names literally written on pieces of paper, and he will pull these names out of the container in a random assortment, and then he will form the groups that way. So I don't know who's going to be in the groups. He doesn't know who's going to be in the groups. You won't know who's going to be in the groups until that video is uploaded. Even the people in the tournament won't know who's in the groups until that video is uploaded. We're going really old school here. So, let's talk about who's actually going to be in the tournament, because that is what I'm excited about. And here we go. We'll go in alphabetical order. So, first up, Bobble Dink, who does not have a wiki page, but he is making his second appearance since the Spyro Speedruns Cup earlier in the year, and he only managed to make it to the group stage in that one, so let's see if he can improve on that. Crosstown Express, who formerly was known as... wait for it, as Brandon Black, the former Brandon Black, is now Crosstown Express, and he is making his 4th singles tournament appearance, and he is only ever able to finish in the group stage as well. So, but I think Crash Bandicoot is his strong suit, so I think he'll have a better chance in this tournament. Crystal Fissure making his 6th appearance. He's made it to the semi-finals in the past, as has Dantafanta making his 5th appearance. Dessert Monkey makes his 4th appearance, previously making it to 3rd place in, I believe it was the Spyro Speedruns Cup, was it not? Yes, he was 3rd place in the Spyro Speedruns Cup. Yeah, see, that's why this wiki is good, because you can see all this stuff. Next, we have Dr. Monkeyman, the GRA speedrunner, who is making his debut in ISGP, as is Eli Fantastic Grump, who is making their first appearance in this tournament as well. This is their debut. They have no previous record before, so let's see how well they can do. I'm excited to see these newcomers. We have a few newcomers to the singles tournament format, at least in this one. Not a newcomer, though, is Fromond, who makes his 5th appearance, and he's only ever managed to get to the group stage as well. Gareth Talks, aka, you might know him better as the former Big Spaghetti Mamas racer, Garth Vader. He is making his singles debut now, and is looking to improve his record of non-applicable. King Europe 1 comes back for the first time since ISGP 2. He is very familiar with these sort of I'm a speedrunner-y tournaments, having been, I think, from memory, King Europe 1 was in about, like, 9 or 10 of them. He was in almost every single one of the I'm a speedrunner tournaments. Maybe he wasn't in one of them, I can't remember, but he is making his return. He's only ever managed to make it out of the groups, managed to make it into the group stage, so he's never progressed. Let's see how well he can do this time. Lucas Bolton comes back from the Spyro Speedruns Cup. He was 4th place in Super Gex League last year, so he's no stranger to the Super Leagues. Marcus Terry Bedford. This is his. Oops, shit, what have I done here? I've opened up console debugger for some reason. Marcus Terry Bedford made it to the preliminary finals in the Spyro Speedruns Cup. Speaking of Spyro Speedruns Cup, Mayo Doctor returns for his 2nd appearance after making his debut in the Spyro Speedruns Cup, and he came 4th place there. The ISGP champion, Muddy Maestro, making his 5th appearance after the Spyro Speedruns Cup, and his best performance was previously in ISGP 2, where he came 2nd. Smudgy makes his debut. We expected Smudgy to actually debut back at Spyro Speedruns Cup, but he had to withdraw for personal reasons. Now he's back for the Super Crash League, making his debut, as is the Psychic Gamer, making his debut in singles competition. Psychic Gamer, a Crash Bandicoot aficionado, so I expect him to perform quite well in this. He's currently doing very well in the GRA CTR tournament that's ongoing, and he's won the ISGP Exhibition Championship in Crash Bandicoot 3 by defeating Toonie SA. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do. Toonie SA is back for his 3rd time. He previously had come to the semi-finals in Spyro Speedruns Cup. Looking to improve that potentially. And Toto Zigum makes his return as well. We haven't seen him since last year's Super Gex League. Now he is back for his 5th time, and he's looking to, he's come first before. Is he any good at Crash? We will find out. Yes, Wally 1 is also coming back after Spyro Speedruns Cup. He's a former 1st place attainer as well. He came 1st in the 1st ever ISGP. I realize you can't see their position, so there you go. So yes, he came 1st in the 1st ever ISGP, and he's looking to maybe come 1st again in Crash Bandicoot. And Yogamonyo rounds off the list. He's the 20th competitor alphabetically. His 5th appearance. Previously made it to the preliminary finals in the Spyro Speedruns Cup. And I think he's better at Crash than he is at Spyro. So, gonna be very interesting. I'm so excited to see how these groups shape up. There are a lot of really interesting combinations, I think. And yeah, I'm really, really keen. And we've got a lot of, look at this, a lot of people from the UK in this tournament. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Almost half of the competitors are from the UK. That's crazy. I don't think we've ever had that before. Yeah, so there you go. That is the list of competitors. For the full, for this whole page, you can go check out the wiki. I'll put a link to it in the description. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We will be back on Friday with the official draw video for the tournament, and Crystal Fissure will go through that, and then it's on! the Super Crash League begins. So stay tuned to the ISGP channel, go check out the wiki, and we'll see you back here in a few days for the round 1 draw of the Super Crash League. Farewell for now, but not forever.